Well, welcome back, everyone. And I want to thank everybody who is taking a moment out of their day to watch this video. As y'all know, my name is Sam Jonas, and I have been posting videos for a while. Lately, I just haven't been posting videos because I've had other things going on, other interests, and yes, I am adjusting my shirt in front of the camera. So let's get to business today. So one of the things that I have decided to come and talk about is, since it has been a while, I've been trying to find um, a new topic, something different to do. And I've been in Austin, I've been back in Brownsville for a little while. I have been pretty much trying to be on my own. Long story short, Trump's economy is killing us right now, and I have decided to join the movement and talk to other people, maybe start trying to go out to rallies, not necessarily have debates, but just listen to people, see what they are saying. But one of the things that I am very concerned about, that a lot of the Gen Z YouTubers are doing, is, they're looking at us, the millennials, and we're getting to a point in time where me at 45 years old, can really relate to some of the Gen Zers who are in their 20s right now. And 20 years ago, I was in my 20s trying to buy a house. Here I am, 45. Yes, I still have a family, don't mind. And I don't really pick a place to record. I really don't have a studio. I have no overhead. So this is just me doing my channel. So what I have decided is, be a little more open on this channel. We will be having some discussions on this channel. From time to time, I will run a live video on Facebook, which will eventually be put up here. And then eventually, when I get some more subscribership, we can have some live videos here on YouTube and kind of go from there. So again, we're at a point in time right now, especially this point in history, where a lot's at stake. We have our, women's basic rights that, we are wanting to advocate for. I know me personally, I'm real concerned about having a full-time job, and ideally I wanted to retire when I'm 60. Now we're looking at 65. I'm getting told you'll be lucky if you get to retire at all. So we're listening to a lot of the Gen Zers. I'm listening to them. I am not trying to run for public office because I have no desire to run for public office. People may call me a liberal. I am not a liberal. I am not conservative. I feel that we need to change with the times. And if that means we cannot, in 2026, accept that there are different types of communities out there, with the LGBTQ plus community. We got Christian nationalists. There are a lot of different people out there, and it's 2026. And I think it's time that, we get back to talking about the issues. Let's face it, some people, where Trump is always bringing up this transgender for everyone, where you send your kid to school and they come back a different sex. Come on. If you're crazy enough to believe that and what you're hearing on Fox News, I'm not saying get your brain checked, but really listen to someone who's making sense on this and someone who's not making sense. In my community the other day, there is this lady, and I cringe every time I see her. I cringe when she's driving around town in her Honda SUV. And it just happens to be the same color as my white Honda, and she's got her Trump flags, Make America Great Again. Mind you, I am on the border. I am here in Brownsville, Texas, where 80% of the population is primarily Mexican American. I would say here in Brownsville, more people speak Spanish per household than per household in the United States. So again, it's not making any sense what Trump is telling you. One of my friends brought up, hey, help me make something make sense. So again, let's start trying to make sense of this. Let's talk. Let's figure out what the issues are. I will be doing my best to try to post a video once to twice a week, just catching up on some of the Trump BS. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Again, no formal studio. This is my bedroom. This is actually my Brownsville bedroom. Those of y'all who have been following me for a while should know that, yes, I have remodeled my bedroom. I'm actually watching Luke Beasley on YouTube right now, and I am a member of his show. So if you're not, I do encourage y'all to, not just follow me, but, follow some of the other YouTubers out there who are trying to, follow in this pro-democracy movement. Of course, as we are coming into the midterms, there is some family drama going on as to, right and left, where we got someone in our family who is probably closer to Nick Fuentes, right? We got someone who is Bernie Sanders left, and probably a lot further left than Bernie Sanders. And then there's me, the one who just basically wants to make sense of everything, listens, having been a manager for years, having been a insurance representative for years. Again, take the time to see what is actually making sense out there. Again, I'm not a liberal. I'm not an extreme conservative. I agree we have to change with the times. We should accept that, there are people in our families who may be lesbian, gay, transgendered, bisexual. We need to face that, people. A lot of it is not by choice for many people, I would say. And, we can get into more discussion about that later. I am right now working on getting my MSW. And again, as you can see in the back, my room is a little bit of a mess. So, there's a lot going on. But again, I just ask that if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, set up your personal notifications, drop me a comment. Again, this is just me updating my subscribers. Hopefully we will do something in 2028 about the pro-democracy movement. I live in Texas, so we're going to have a very interesting race this year. We can talk about the Tallarico Paxton race. We can also talk about the Gina Hinojosa, who is from my hometown here in Brownsville, Texas. And, even though I am a fellow Austinite, again, dude, this is only the temporary setting. Eventually, we'll be back in Austin. And, I will be shooting videos from over there. I may be in a park bench, but we are going to start trying to see what the voters are looking for in 2028. I will do my best, again, to keep this pro-democracy movement going. Again, someone who is 45, I am depending on Gen Z, in my retirement. So let's see how this goes. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And again, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, and peace out.